Hi everyone, my name is Jerónimo Andrés Bustos Pinzón, and I will explore two sensitive yet significant topics, the death penalty and euthanasia. I will delve into the argument for and against each and how they are applied in different parts of the world. First one, the index of the presentation, when we can find the introduction, the definition of the penalty, the argument for and against the death penalty, the global variations in the death penalty, and they are the same for the euthanasia. The last one is the conclusion of the presentation. Okay, the definition of the death penalty. The death penalty is a legal punishment where a person is sentenced to the execution for a serious crime. This is a controversial and debated topic worldwide, with some arguments that it is effective and others believe it is inhuman and should be abolished. Okay, and the arguments for and against the penalty. In favor, we can find the economic cost. This is argued that the death penalty is more economically cost effective since the state and citizens do not have to bear the expenses of maintaining individual convinced of serious crime in prison. Other arguments are the preventive measure, but arguments against are, for example, the inhumanity or in necessity. Organizations like Amnesty International argue that the death penalty is a violation of two fundamental human rings. One of that rings is the ring of life. Other arguments are the discrimination, for example. The global variations in the death penalty, for example, are the for the death penalty um, are various forms of executions, which depends of the country where this is to be carried out. For example, in this image, we can find the countries with the most executions and the form of the execution that use that countries. For example, USA use the lethal injections and the electrocution. But for example, Iraq use the hanging, or for example, Japan use the same, the hanging. That depends of the culture of the country. Okay, the definition of the euthanasia. Euthanasia is when a very sick or suffering person decides to want help to die without pain. This is a complex use because some people think that it is okay if this is the people want, but other people think that is some work. Okay, the arguments for and against euthanasia. In favor, we can find the rings to autonomy, for example. This is argued that the individuals have the right to make decisions about their own life and death. Euthanasia allows people with terminal illness to execute their autonomy to avoid a prolonged and painful end, for example. Other arguments in favor are, for example, the healthcare cost control or the relief from suffering. But the arguments against are, for example, the inner value of life, the medical errors, and misdiagnosis that are reference to there is a risk that euthanasia decisions may be based of a incorrect or yes, are incorrect medical diagnosis, for example. And other argument are the ethical values, are religious values, for example. The global variations in euthanasia are, I think, that are the same that the death penalty depends of the country. For example, in Colombia, in Canada, or in other countries, it's illegal for a doctor to prescribe medication and to administer it. In some states of USA, it's legal for a doctor to prescribe medications, and in other countries have a parliamentary debate, for example. The last one is for conclusions. The first one is the global diversity. We have seen that the application of the death penalty and the regulation of euthanasia vary significantly worldwide. Each country we can find. The other conclusion is that the changes and developments. Um, this is in recent years, attitudes and laws regarding the death penalty and euthanasia have changed significantly. And the last conclusion is called for ongoing reflections. Um, the death penalty and euthanasia will remain contentious topics in the future as medical advance and public opinion change. Will reflects on these issues and tries for a fair ethical solutions. And okay, that's the presentation. Thanks for watching.